It's time for Prime Minister Scott Morrison to man up and apologise to Christine Holgate and reinstate her as CEO of Australia Post. I'm Robert Barwick of the Citizens Party. Please sign our petition demanding that Scott Morrison publicly apologise and reinstate her as CEO. Christine Holgate has been exonerated by the government's own investigation. The report done by the Maddox law firm clearly says there is no indication of dishonesty, fraud, corruption or intentional misuse of Australia Post funds by any individual involved in the matters relating to the purchase and gifting of the Cartier watches. What's more, whereas the previous CEO Ahmed Fahour had racked up huge losses at Australia Post, Christine Holgate restored the business to profitability. Crucially, this included the small business community licensed post offices. Recently, we've seen the Prime Minister apologise to News Corp. Morrison had falsely claimed News Corp had its own sex scandal. This made headlines around the world. In fact, the Prime Minister even apologised on the floor of Parliament.
I have apologised unreservedly for what I did in bringing that matter into that press conference and to raising something I should never have raised.
Speaking of shabby and insensitive treatment of women, what about Christine Holgate? Last October, Morrison slammed Ms Holgate on the floor of Parliament.
I was appalled. It's disgraceful. The Chief Executive should stand aside immediately. So appalled and shocked was I by that behaviour. She's been instructed to stand aside, and if she doesn't wish to do that, Mr Speaker, she can go.
It turns out Scott Morrison was completely wrong. Indeed, it is Morrison's behaviour which is shocking and appalling. Morrison's own investigation has proven it. Okay, as Morrison himself said, blokes don't get it right all the time. It's long past time to correct this egregious mistake. We've created a petition on change.org entitled Prime Minister Scott Morrison apologise to Christine Holgate and reinstate her as CEO of Australia Post. A blameless woman was slandered and vilified by the Prime Minister. Not only does she deserve to have her good name cleared, but this is also vital for the good of the nation. A healthy postal service is critical to our ability to function as a society. This is so urgent that I ask you to please take a moment right now. Click on the link you see on the screen. Add your name to the petition demanding that Scott Morrison apologise and reinstate Christine Holgate, and share the petition as widely as you can.